Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DevasiaMentality plays something that I have been wanting to do for a long time, and I've been back and forth on whether or not I was ultimately going to do it, but god damn it, now that we're here, I'm gonna do it.
This is going to take a while.
Oh boy, is this going to take a while.
The age of exploration is not upon the world of Arcadia. Brave adventurers set sail across vast skies in search of treasures untold, and where there is treasure, there will be air pirates.
Ladies and gentlemen, the DevasiaMentality plays Skies of Arcadia Legends!
Hey.
And in case you're curious, you may not be able to even hear it, but, the audio for this part, just this opening sequence, is vast improvement from the Legends versions, because one major thing about the Legends re-release of Skies of Arcadia is that while there were a lot of improvements to the overall graphical quality, including improved certain things about the models, like giving characters individual fingers, a la stuff like Sonic Adventure 2 for the GameCube, where they were actually improved all the models and stuff. One thing that they fell short on was the audio. For some reason, the audio is in terribly compressed quality on the GameCube version. And I've actually looked into this. It's not because this was a game that was shifted from a 2-disc Dreamcast release, not specifically because of that, from a 2-disc Dreamcast to a 1-disc GameCube. I'm told that the guys at Overworks, that they tried to use, like, the way I looked it up on, like, the wiki, because there's a wiki for this thing, and god, there's a wiki for everything, isn't there? But anyway, the point is, the audio got fucked up by their own hands, just like they didn't know how to use anything properly. So that's why everything sounds so terribly compressed compared to the Dreamcast version.
It's a bad port.
It's, well,
a not so great port.
Well, there are going to be some glitches in translation, but not all of them are going to be bad. In fact, there are a lot of things actually added to the Legends release that I think still overall makes it the better version of the game. Not the least of which being the percentage drop for random encounters.
Skies of Arcadia HD? When?
Oh, don't I fucking wish. But anyway, let's get going. Moon! Expect to see that a lot.
There
are a lot of
theme.
actual moons.
This game has a theme, and that theme is moons.
Oh, another theme that it has is airships. You like Final Fantasy airships? Well, get used to it, because this is Airships the game. It's Skyland the game.
Like boats?
Airships. Giant boats in the sky.
Basically, it's boats, but it doesn't involve swimming, and you know how I can't actually swim. So, I like these boats.
Oh boy, here we go.
We finally found her!
Alfonso.
Oh wait.
Ships in range of our cannons.
Excellent. Prepare to fire concussion shells, my command. On my command. We need her alive so we can question her. Fire!
God, you don't need to just look at the guy to know his personality right off the bat. I mean, Jesus Christ. Did you know that was what he was going to do when we first played that? It's just like you
instantly knew he was, he was Ponce.
The poncy little doof.
The moment you see him, you know what kind of character he's gonna be.
Granted, in retrospect, you look at a lot of the characters in this game, and you can pretty much...
They're very visual.
RPG trope the game. That's all I can say. Because honestly, this game plays far too many tropes very straight.
The Empress will be very pleased with me. I'm sure to be rewarded rather handsomely, I might add. What? Where did that come from? It sounded like an explosion. Status report, now!
The lower hull has been hit. Someone is attacking us.
Oh shit!
Oh man. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, this game is kind of trend. You know a lot. If you know a lot of Japanese RPG tropes, you'll know this game inside out. That's all I'm going to say.
It's all here. It's the full package.
Yeah. And despite that, I love the fuck out of it. It's like one of the first JRPGs we ever played, and I just love this game. Yeah, pirate scum! Don't you know we're following Imperial soldiers? Of course I know. That's why we attacked your ship. You guys have the best stuff. I'm Vice of the Blue Rogues, and in a few minutes I'll be relieving you of all your valuables. Attacking us all by yourself? You're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. We'll be tossing you overboard. Wait for me! Nice, you left without me. I'm not gonna let you have all the fun. I'm Aika. I'm a blue rogue like Vice, and we're robbing you. Yeah, this doesn't look good, does it? These two little... But anyway, on with the game! The first battle of the game!
Protagonist voice are just not my thing, you know?
They're not mine that much either. But anyway,
a bit higher
Vice and Aika. First two main characters, and characters we're going to be sticking with pretty much for the entire game.
I have one of those voices where when I try to go higher pitch, I just end up sounding funny.
But anyway, first battle in the game, Voluan soldiers. Nothing to write home about.
They smack you with their
sword stick things.
Well,
That was easy.
these guys don't have sticks. But later on, they do hit you with sticks or.
No, those will be guards.
Okay.
We'll get to those in a few minutes. Or a minute, I don't know. There's no point in resisting. Throw down your weapons and hand over your ship. Imbeciles! What do the two of you think you can do against the five of us? Take them out!
It was an entire ship, you know.
I think you miscounted. I only see 4 of you.
Papa! Daddy!
God. And now we have Sir Captain Dine with a...
It's Captain, not Dad!
Let's go introduce ourselves to the captain of this ship. Yeah, Vice, Aika, and their weird fucking outfits. Vice especially, I mean, do you see those sleeves? I mean, I can get past the goggle eye patch thing, because there's something to be added about that. First treasure in the game, right in front of your fucking face. If you missed that, you're an idiot! I know
is that the one you missed, though?
I don't know.
Well, air pirates have decided... Oh, you went a little fast. You went a little fast there, buddy. I think you gotta be careful when you're going.
Yeah, I've been trying...
I am Alfonso, cherished son of Alva's most distinguished family and an admiral of the Imperial Armada. Normally, lowlifes such as yourselves would never have the opportunity to bask in the greatness lies with mine. Consider yourselves fortunate.
Yeah, right. Who's the girl? Never thought someone of your stature would stoop to kidnapping.
Oh! Bitch, please! I simply must get going. I shall... Yeah, you're exterminated, okay? Dispose of them!
He said that for you.
Yeah, the one time he says anything.
Alright, okay. And now another variant of Voluan Mooks. Guards. These are even more pathetic than the soldiers we fought earlier.
Because they have sticks.
And they go down in one hit, even from Aika's boomerang. Ow! Asshole!
I'm dead.
Another thing I like about it is a very simple, straightforward, turn-based strategy. battle system. I mean, nothing for slightly more advanced combat mechanics in other games, but when they get more... Sometimes you just want to play an RPG to say, hey, do this, go there, attack that, whatnot. You don't want... You don't really need it to be more complicated than that.
It's more about the story, I think. I mean, it's not a fantastical story, but, you know...
Well, it's not like the battle system is necessarily terrible either.
No,
but I understand these days a lot of people would consider it very archaic.
A lot of young people prefer more involved
action RPGs or something that has you doing more inputs than press button A.
It's funny because essentially this method of RPG is kind of, you know, more...
It's become... We've grown out of it and no one wants it back anymore.
If you want my ship that badly, you can have it! I'll get another! I'm very busy. You do not have time to deal with...
Stop that.
Excuse me.
Well, that son of a bitch. Another
This is
chest
probably
over
the
here.
one...
Oh, goddammit.
That one back there is probably the one we missed that one time.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. Because, yes, there is something of a reward to be had from getting 100% of all treasure chests in this game. But and I'm going to attempt to accomplish that during the course of this Let's Play.
Well, I think
whether or not I will accomplish it is another question. But this is being Skies of Arcadia Legends release. I'm going to try and show off everything. I might not be able to, but we'll see.
There's, I can't remember what percentage it is you need to take. Is it just like 90 or above?
Ooh, I got a moonberry already.
Seriously, 50 gold. Moonberries.
Moonberries. They're used to learn new super moves.
There's no way to farm them, I think. They're just really random.
Sometimes they're random, sometimes... But more often you're going to get one right after a boss battle or something like that. But either way, super moves are a very good part of this game. In fact, magic system, spirit point system, very different way of applying the... yeah, what am I trying to say? The point is, the battle system, it's different, but it's still simple. And I got a moonberry fairly early on, which means I could give Aika her first super move. The,
Alpha Storm!
Alpha Storm, yeah. Unfortunately, coming up here, I actually needed to re-record the upcoming first boss battle of the game, because it didn't end up going that well, and leading up to that, I had a bitch of a time trying to get another moonberry so that I could be in the same spot I was before. And while I was going out trying to find another moonberries, I found one of the enemies dropped an electri box.
Oh. Wow.
So yeah,
that's convenient.
For this upcoming part during the boss fight, you're gonna notice that I'm going to end up using an electri box, and it'll be like...
Where'd you get that?
Yeah. Also, it'll be a case of, goddamn, I wish I'd actually used the electric box.
Excellency, the sun is up, visibility is good, the preparations for your escape have been completed.
Good work! I have finished my preparations as well. Preparations to dispose of a traitor.
What? No.
I cannot tell the Empress that I lost my ship to the air pirates in a fair fight. I'm going to need a scapegoat, and you'll do quite nicely. To keep my glorious reputation from being tarnished, you must be sacrificed. Stop that! Go away! Seriously. Even in death, he'll serve me well. I cannot wait to tell the Empress. But Empress, my own vice captain, betrayed and allowed the air pirates on board. This is going to be too hilarious to keep up. This is how Viola treats its people.
Say what?
Now that we've taken control of your ship, we'll be taking the girl as well. There's just one more thing I need to do. After seeing you killed an unarmed man in cold blood, I can't allow you to walk away from this. Draw your blade, Alfonso!
You never actually get to see this douchebag fight.
That's how pathetic he is. Because, you know, despite challenging him to a fight, he's just gonna call out his pet, Antonio!
Come, Antonio!
Funny thing,
Antonio.
about the Valuan admirals and just Valuan naming scheming in general is they tend to lean towards more Spanish-oriented names between like Alfonso and Antonio and whatnot, Ramirez and stuff.
Antonio, trample the pests and make their deaths as painful as possible.
Yeah, no.
And when you get a good
First
look at
boss
the
battle, Antonio, the War Beast.
Antonio is a texture underneath some armor. I really can. It's very. It's just.
All right, first boss battle strategy. It's actually fairly simple. Guard until you charge up enough spirit points to use Vice's super move, Cutlass Fury. Fun fact, Cutlass Fury is actually in the original translation of Eternal Arcadia, the Japanese version of this game, called Cutlass Dance.
Why dance?
Ask Japan. Now, the thing about the battle system is that you'll notice this big bar at the top of the screen that says 6 out of 8. That's your spirit points. You need to keep building up spirit points in order to use certain moves like magic and super attacks. Super attacks generally take a lot of spirit points to fire them off. Magic attacks will require a certain number of spirit points on top of one magic point. This is something that I wasn't necessarily all that aware of for the longest time. But, yeah, if you past a certain point, if you use up all your MP, you can't cast any more magic. Even if you have the associated amount of SP in order to use the attack.
Nice call. Does he just attack Aika more, or...?
I don't know. I was just kind of...
It seems... maybe... well, no, it's probably just a matter of, like... how it feels at the time, but it seems like they tend to attack magic users more than everyone else.
Yeah. Anyway.
And you can skip the attacks.
Yeah, you can skip the attacks if you press the start button before it finishes.
Which is very nice.
And this is the part where I end up... no, not yet. It'll be a turn or so before I actually end up using it, but... And this is another thing that I really, really love about this game, is if you're listening, the dynamic of the background music during the bosses changes depending on the condition of the battle. Since we're basically winning, we've got the heroic
music.
tune. Alright, here's me using the Electro Box.
Ow.
301 damage! If I'd used this like twice, he would have been dead.
I am the dead.
Is it over already?
Yeah. Hey.
And that's the first boss of the game, done and dealt with.
Oh,
And it gave us a moonberry, of course.
naturally. Bah, perhaps there is more to you than meets the eye.
The Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
You will rue the day!
Rue the day!
Ugh. That's probably a bad idea.
Oh no, he got away. You coward.
Well, I don't know.
Well, even though he was a
Very
coward,
common coward.
he was a coward with gold. Cash money!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Money, 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 money. You know,
And that's
she
kind
knows where it's
of
at.
Aika's shtick. She's more into the what kind of riches can we get out of this. I mean, she's adventurous, but you know, if we're not getting lots of gold in exchange for all the adventures we have, it's not necessarily as much fun, is it?
It's always more fun when there's profit.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're pirates. What did you expect?
Hey! Yar har fiddly dee.
What's this? What is this place? Well, what are we saying? Who? You replaced Rami the Moon?
Elder. However,
This
watch
totally-
yourself. Do not allow trust. Elder.
I'm sure we'll get some context for this later.
To be honest, I think it would have been fine if they didn't show that at all.
Well, they needed to hint that there was more, that this girl had some sort of background worth
Howdy!
knowing. Oh my god, faces!
You know, this game looked pretty good back in the day.
I still see, it kind of fares pretty well. If they just, like, update the textures, the resolution, and the frame rate. Well, it's not like the frame rate is bad, it's a 30 FPS game, but, you know, it could probably run at 60 FPS these days and look fine.
Yeah, it is a shame about the soundtrack, considering that's... You know,
I do love the soundtrack to this
that's one of
game.
the best things about this game, you know?
Oh, right.
Oh! This thing!
The swashbuckler stuff, where you actually have to make choices that'll make you sound a lot better to people when you're saying something. I didn't mean to bump that.
Mostly just say nice stuff.
Say the nice possible thing, the smartest possible thing. It's just like, don't be a doof, don't be a dipstick and whatnot.
Don't be a prick!
And with this, you know, I've actually read the manga adaptation of Skies of Arcadia.
Huh? Huh?
Let's just say that their interpretation of Vice is to be as Sanic as possible. Jump into danger without a second thought. Hey, let's just jump right in. Hey, I don't give a shit. Let's go. Adventure, adventure, adventure. Let's kill things.
Well... He's kind of like that? I mean, he's blue, he has a red scarf.
Voiced by Roger Craig Smith.
You know what? I part of that is just why I would much rather just an HD re-release instead of them
trying to remake the game.
I doubt they would even. I have serious doubts that they would try remaking the game unless for some reason they just look at like, oh, Square Enix remaking Final Fantasy. Well, we've got RPG we could remake.
I really do hope they don't bother to try to remake the game from the ground up. I'm just saying, clean up the game you have, re-release it on a system that everyone has. Like, say, the PC? But anyway. We're now aboard the Albatross.
Not that I think... Well, okay. If Roger Craig Smith did Vice, he'd probably try to do a young voice, and by young voice, he might think something close to Sonic. And by something close to Sonic, it would be, yeah!
Well, you've already heard his Vice. But that'll be in a completely different game that I'm sure we'll get to at a much later date. Because yes, he played Vice in that game too. VC.
Oh!
But anyway.
Oh
god, I forgot. I did switch back to the original save file after the fact, so I...
Okay, I wouldn't... Okay, if I'm thinking about that, which I'm gonna have... It's hard to dig through my head. I wouldn't say his voice for Vice was bad, it was just... generic.
Well, that's just kind of the thing I feel about Roger Craig Smith in general, is that he's very generic in his acting capacity. Say what you will, I just don't like the guy.
Well, I mean, he has a range. I mean, it's just that a lot of his voices are kind of crap.
They're either very samey or very wrong.
But Sonic's voice I don't like. A lot of people like
He should
it
have been
now.
Shadow the Hedgehog, if anyone at all.
They could have made.
Oh wait, we're finally doing the piloting the ship thing, and we just discovered the pirate's grave. Yay!
Wait, that's the legendary pirate's grave.
Good job, Vice. I'm sure the Sailors Guild will be more than happy to pay you for making this discovery. Right, here's another element to the game that I'm sure we'll be getting into as we go along, is that we're in a great big world full of things that a lot of people don't know about. Like these. Actually,
Oh boy.
Gastlings. They're nothing to write home about either. One Puri spell and
Give me strength. Boom.
Puri spell. Yeah, red magic, basic fire attack, all-encompassing.
Your first nuke.
That was fun.
And Gaslings, being very weak enemies, are taken out very quickly.
Weakest. Oh, okay. Like the guys, the guards you met a minute ago. Those guys were probably the weakest enemies in the game. But these things, they come second.
Yeah. Oh god, now what? Maracas. These are annoying because they don't like going down very easily this early in the game.
Here goes.
Damn it! That didn't even do anything. Okay, I probably shouldn't be using red-colored weapons on them. That's another part of this game, is that you have this sort of rock, paper, scissors sort of system with your magic colors, with your weapon colors. The color of your weapon denotes which magic moonstone you're using as part of their abilities. And that denotes what your strengths and weaknesses are when you've got that equipped. Alright, here's Ika's Alpha Storm attack. Something I've learned, basically, is that early on, very early on in the game, all of Ika's super moves are a lot more useful than some of Vice's super moves will be. Only because they tend to cost less SP to use. They don't do nearly as much damage, but sorry, my voice is...
He
Doing too well.
he has had some spicy chili peppers. Yes.
We'll go with that. But anyway, Vice's super moves tend to be a lot stronger overall than Aika's, but Aika's are a lot more cost-effective this early in the game and do just the right about amount of damage anyway. So, yeah, that was a cut, because, ladies and gentlemen, this being an RPG, a JRPG at that, we're gonna hit a lot of random encounters. Nowhere near as many as if we were playing the Dreamcast version, I'm told. But if we happen to encounter some of the same enemies, formation enemies or enemy types, I'm just going to skip over those battles entirely. It's just like the first time we come across one type of enemy, I'm going to show off that battle irregardless. And then if we encounter the same enemies ever again, I'm just going to cut those battles out. Unless something interesting happens during that battle. Otherwise, I don't want to waste your time. So yeah.
So, for anyone who wants to play this, but is just like watching this first video, and is like, you know what, maybe I'll play this rather than watching the whole video. I'll just clue you in on a little bit of advice, a little bit of good advice. Don't run away. Don't ever. Don't.
Under any circumstances,
Don't
run away from a battle.
Don't run away. There's
You're doing yourself a massive, tremendously unhealthy
Don't do it.
disservice by ever running away from a battle.
Don't do
No
it.
matter how bad things look, don't run away.
No.
Pretend the run button doesn't exist. There's a run button that you can select during battle to retreat. Don't use it.
Don't do it. I no.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
Don't.
Oh, hey,
Don't.
look. People on an island floating in the sky.
Don't do it.
Maybe this explains all the settlements that are on that we saw in Angel Island Zone. Yeah, no, that's not, because if we make too many comparisons to Sonic, we're going to be here forever. Not that we're not going to be here forever anyway. Oh, wow.
How exactly do you get the dirt?
Dirt?
The dirt to be a part of the door and stay in place?
I'm not sure that's... Is that dirt or
Well,
stone
is it
or
stone?
whatever? The point is, how do you get that part of the door to look that way?
That would take
I don't know.
some serious hardware.
Yeah.
They just shot it with a cannon until a bit fell off that they thought was square enough, and that's why the island is so small.
It's also very bulbous. But anyway. Oh, I set the thing to repeat. Oops.
No, make it stop.
No. Okay. Okay. Sorry,
hey.
folks. Anyway,
Next
that'll
time.
be it for the first part of Let's
We're gonna
Play
play
Skies of
more pirate.
Arcadia. But this is gonna go on for a while, folks. We've only just begun.
This may
But
take all
anyway,
year.
we will see you next time.
This is a long game. This may take all fucking year.
Oh boy, it might take all fucking year.